Hi everyone, I'm Nuno the Carmo, I'm the WSL Corsair, and today I will just do a quick demo, 15 minutes about WSL2 oriented, and how I got the chance to work with so much great teams around all the CNCF space and also the open source space. Here is me, my Gopherize me. And first, I will say, like, who am I? Everything will be down actually in the terminal, plus some web. I'm the WSL Corsair, or knows that I like you to call me like that. You can find me on Unix Tech on Twitter mainly, and my website is wsl.dev. WSL2 user tail, what it is, why. First of all, let us just go quickly, and let me get out of full screen mode so you can see it's my terminal indeed. So let us just go here. So first of all, CNCF Cloud Native Interactive Landscape was just boom, amazed for me. And while I will not or never use every tool, I was really curious on testing some of them. But the ones that I will showcase today are just a tiny problem at the very beginning. If you take any installation steps, you will see some wget, which is good. So I'm a Windows guy, right? So let's start there. I use PowerShell a little bit. I use WSL a lot, but I'm on Windows mainly, always. But then when I see some wget, curl, okay, that's okay-ish, but install.sh, same for kinds. While we can install now, so it has been updated, which is really great actually. Then we have these things like some dear in your past. What does it mean if I'm starting on computers, or if I don't really know? I mean, for us in Linux, it's a bit easier. You can put it on user local bin and then make it executable, and there it is. You can achieve the same on Windows, of course, but the path to go there, the knowledge that you need to have, especially if you don't come from let's say a terminal background, can be a little bit challenging. Then, like Arcade, again, we have some sudo sh pipe. I will use these tools, by the way. And finally, print screens of Mac-ish Safari print screens, right? So when I'm a Windows user, I don't relate to it. Seriously, I mean, I want to see Edge or Internet Explorer back in the day, but now Edge or Edgem print screens. I want to see PowerShell lines or something like that, right? The last one, but not least, when you go here, for example, for the Istio, even application service, like I want to start an application, right? We are in a cloud native. Cloud native should be agnostic OS. Well, it is. kubectl is agnostic, right? And then if I go down here, suddenly I will have some curl, grep, everything like that, okay? So while the executables are being given more and more to Windows, the full experience that someone coming from a Mac or Linux background, it's just like the difference is too big, all right? Still, while we are here, the positive message is like all the projects that I'm saying here, they do have a Windows executable first. And if not, then no problem, because now, back here, we will have now our dear friend WSL. So my slides, like I said, will be here. So what is WSL? WSL is a coin, okay, which two faces. Like Windows 10 is the coin, let's say, and WSL is the face of one coin, sorry. So it starts at the same place, it goes around, but then you can like mix together PowerShell or Windows executables with WSL. You might know that, and if you followed me or if you follow anyone great in the WSL space, you might know it. Now, that being said, if I want to be a person, like for getting down the Kubernetes distros, for example, we will be Sherlock. Okay, all the designs sorry, parentheses, all the designs are done by the great Sylvia Ritter. You can find her on Twitter, and I can provide you like the name, but she will be present all over the presentation. So how can we get the Kubernetes distro the easiest one? So first we install Docker, right? So everything starts with Docker when we start learning this container oriented space or environment, if you want, and then you go step up to Kubernetes. Docker Desktop is doing a lot of things, which is great. But now, if I just have Docker installed, I can do something with Kind, which I pre-installed, like I said. And I followed now, the good part here is like I followed the Linux way of installing. So I curled it, I schmod it, okay, plus X. I put it on I put it on local bin and it's working. I don't have to think about like where to put it, right? So if I just do a kind create cluster, just like that, then it will start kind, okay? So, which is great. Kind will provide you like one node cluster, Kubernetes cluster, okay, experience. Maybe I want more, right? So while it's starting the control plane, it should be fast quite enough. Let me just do something here just for you to show, for me to show you, like I'm using like PowerShell behind, right? So this is the same thing, environment, if you want. So let me close it. Okay, and back here, so now if I do the kubectl line here, so this is cloud agnostic, right? So it's working fine, great. So I have one Kubernetes, and now I have really to thank the person who put the interlude because it's beautiful. Like I will be using a lot of them. So now we have kinds. Maybe, okay, kinds, I can clean it up so I can close some resources. And the advantage of using WSL2, I will just show you here, is like, here is my memory usage of just WSL2, and you will see why it's so high, okay? But it's not like a VM, like, okay, 9 gig VM or micro VM is huge, but when it's cleaned up and you just use kind, the footprint will be way lower than having to install maybe a Linux machine on a VM or a Linux on a VM, sorry, and then put like kind on it, right? So this works great. Or we have Docker Desktop now using also WSL2, but a little bit more for later. So kind was great. So now let's step up a little bit and actually create a cluster, multi-cluster with K3D. So this is my second Kubernetes distro, if you want. Again, one that is based on Docker. But this one has a really neat, let's say, feature is like, first you can directly create like a multi-node, which for me is like the next step in the dev environments, having these smaller multi-nodes so you can really see how your application maybe behaves against multi-nodes if you put labels or something like that. So we are nearing like the development environments are nearing the production states, right? Nearing, not the same. So here I use the update kube config. Just like that, I can use the context, okay? And again, I will have my Kubernetes running like that. So now maybe I want to see all my nodes. So if I do the kubectl and kubectl, that's important, get nodes, you'll see my 3 nodes are working here fine. And now using the tool Arcade from Alex Ellis, I can actually install, for example, another tool, which is called Portainer. And this one, you could see, is very fast. And here we have the port forward from Kubernetes. Yeah, okay, that's normal. That's okay. That's not an error. That's just that I was too fast. And now I can switch here and go into, okay, let's open a new one. That's okay. And you can see now that I'm actually on Windows, right? I'm no more on WSL now. And if I run on port 9000, my portainer is opening, and I can simply create the login, connect to the Kubernetes. That's what I want. Save the configuration. Okay, I'm going fast because I also want to see Brendan Barnes just after, and I'm already 10 minutes in. Wow, okay, that was fast. Okay, so here I can see that, and now if I switch to here, then I can create the nodes. So I can add a new node from K3D also. Okay. So sorry, that was it. I can refresh. You can see that's on LC. I can refresh again, and that's ready. Okay. So we had like kind K3D that was done. Just like that. So again, I can quickly close it, and sorry, it will be delete cluster, and I will delete everything. So now that it's done, okay, maybe you want other Kubernetes. Maybe you want some Minikube, right? So Minikube will also be available here. So because I want to end it, and I have like 3 minutes again, so that was so fast. Let me just start Docker. And to finalize it, I will actually switch back to PowerShell. And that's where the message that I really want to thank everyone that is participating on this cloud native initiative and these open source projects, because now, thanks to these, let's say, I could like run kinds now if I just do tab, right? And I can create cluster from Windows, and that will go into my Docker desktop, okay? Now, the part that I want to show you, and that's not this one, is like we have a tool called Meshry from Layer 5, so the team of Lee, which I participate also. I have my small badge, I don't know if you see it, but anyway. If I just do a Meshry CTL start, it will actually run some containers. And here you can see all the service meshes. Okay, that was fast, but okay. And here I can connect to it. I can go to Istio, for example, which normally, now if I just, sorry, just 2 more minutes, really. kubectl get all, normally Istio should be running or getting there, right? So once it's up, okay, I might have too much time. What we could do is like simply install the book info. So from nothing, okay, from WSL2, I could install Kubernetes distro. I could test some cluster or even multi-node. I could install Meshry as a, let's say, an add-on to my Kubernetes cluster. And then I could deploy a ServiceMesh, no YAML. Like none. I'm no developer. The people which I work with, they know me well, and I always say the same. I'm no developer. So the less YAML I do, the best. The less, actually everything. So I tend to be a user really of everything. So here, hopefully Meshry should be up. If I just do the book info now, at some point in time, it should be installed. And here we go. And now if I do what was it? What was simply local hosts and then product page, exactly. Here we go. So ServiceMesh in 15 minutes from 0 to none. Questions?